Now that you're preparing for your exams and you want to really be ready, maybe for your end of term, end of year, or end of semester accounting exams, this video is going to put you step by step in what you really need to do, what's essential in the exams preparation period. So let's get into it. Focus your study in the most important areas. So these most important areas may have been stipulated in your syllabus, or maybe you may have seen them from the past exam papers, that these certain sections are repeated over and over in exams, and your textbooks may, if actually specified to the syllabus you're doing, may actually mention on the certain topics or certain aspects of the syllabus that are really emphasized during exams. So focus on those areas. This will really help, and this will really help you focus on those material that are going to earn you bigger marks in the exam. So focus on those that you have considered or you have found to be earning bigger marks in exams, and those are the most essential parts of the study plan you need to take up. Point is, don't cram, make sure you really know the material. What do I mean by this? We have a tendency of wanting to cram stuff because there's no more time, or because it's hard to understand, it's difficult to understand. However, this should be your last option. It shouldn't be your option when there is time to revise and study. Why? Because when you cram and the question you have crammed comes with another angle in the exam, or the concept you have crammed has come with another angle in the exam, you will not be able to identify or pass through it. So, however, if you really know the material, if you really understand the concept, it means whichever angle the question or the problem comes in the exam, you understand, you know how to solve it. So don't cram, make sure you really know the material. That's an essential point you need to note too. Number 3 says read the entire problem or question. We have a tendency as students of rushing through questions in the exam. Why? Because we want to save time. Time is a limited resource during the exam. However, this may actually cost you more. Why? Because you may answer it incorrectly. So it's better, even if you're out of time, it's better you take your time reading the question. Read the question properly, understand it, and then write the answer. If you have a lot of time, if you know you really have a lot of time, draft the answer, jot down the points you need to write in the exam, then put the final draft into the answer space given in the exam. So read the entire problem or question. This will also help you to produce your work neatly, and this will help impress the marker too. Remember, dirty work depresses the marker too. So reading the entire problem will avoid you from cancelling what you would have jotted down wrong, and it actually saves you more time from working out what hasn't been asked in the exam, then recorrecting it. So basically, by reading the question, the whole question, and understanding the problem, you have more chances of doing the right thing first time. One point you also have to mainly notice that you have to answer the easy questions first. I remember during my high school, we had these students who were bright during these daily exercises, but during the final exams, they failed the exams, or I may not say they failed, but they performed poorly than those students we thought were less bright in class. What was the reason? The reason could be that the less brighter students may have answered the easy questions first, which means they gained all the marks on the easy questions, because easy questions, it's almost obvious that you will get marks for those. So if you begin by answering the difficult questions first of all, you're not sure of what you're doing with that question, because it's a difficult question. Your mind is ready to record that that's a difficult question. So you're not sure with what you're doing, number one. Number two, you may actually apply the concept that's not needed. So by doing that, you are actually wasting your time on what will not earn you marks, on what you're not sure. So first answer what you're sure of. That's the easy questions first. Answer the easy questions first, then get marks for those, then go for the difficult ones, so that you use the remainder of your time in the exam on the more difficult questions, which maybe would have earned no marks at all at the end of the day, but at least you would have covered up on the easy questions first, which you would have answered first. Maintain a steady pace. Whoa, what do I mean by this? Do not rush yourself. If number one was easy, it doesn't mean number two is easy. Examiners set exams in a tricky way. So what you need to understand is that if one question was easy, it doesn't mean the next one is. Accounting is a tricky practicing exam. It's a tricky one. So accountants should be trained to deal with tricky situations. How do they do this? In the exam, they give you tricky questions. So they may give you an easy question and you may treat it quickly. Then you go to the next question. You may also just slide through it thinking it was an easy one. However, with accounting, because the question is small doesn't mean the question is easy, and the question just has to be passed through quickly. You need to maintain a steady pace. Understand the question, maintain the steady pace, don't rush yourself. Even if you're running out of time, do not rush yourself. Maintain your steady pace. Whatever the cutoff time is, just make sure when you end your exam, you maintain it to the steady pace. Don't rush yourself, or else you may end up regretting it. Better be late than sorry. Most important thing in all exams is that you should have confidence in yourself. If you have confidence that you will pass the exam, then you have no doubt on the questions. You have no time to waste doubting over yourself during the exam. Because the other most important thing in the exams that waste most of your time is doubting yourself over a certain concept or over a certain answer. Do not doubt yourself. What you have is enough to pass the exam. Boost your confidence. How do you boost your confidence? Study hard. How do you boost your confidence? Do not listen to other people's answers after the exam also. That's another tip. Do not listen to other people's answers after the exam. As soon as you finish the exam is over. Do not listen to other people's answers. Do not try and rethink too much in the exam. In the exam, you should be steady. That also boosts your confidence. So your confidence is your key to your success. Make sure you're confident about whatever you're jotting down. Make sure you're confident about your exam. And make sure whatever you believe in, you hold on tight to it. That will also boost your confidence in the exam.